Hey everybody. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Excuse me looking rather my hair looking rather daggy today. I'm doing housework today and filming a day in the life of vlog and just cleaning the house, so not looking rather glamorous today, and that's okay. A good beanie can hide some oily hair. So anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd make a little video about how I'm going with my diet. So my weight loss journey is so slow and I'm so frustrated with myself at the moment. I just don't know what to do. I had a lot of sickness last year. I put a lot of weight on and I lost a lot of my fitness. Not that I was very fit to begin with, but I lost a lot of my fitness. I lost a lot of strength and I've had a lot of back problems, and it's really, really hard trying to lose weight and stay fit with a chronic condition. So I was feeling really, really well a few weeks back. Had my flu shot. It sent me into a massive flare, and I just sort of haven't recovered. Like, I just have been sitting on my butt for 4 weeks since I had my flu shot because I had a big, big flare from the flu shot. And then I woke up the other night at 2 a.m. with terrible back pain because I'd been sitting on my butt so much and I had all the pressure in my lower back. And I'm like, man, I've paid thousands of dollars in physio to fix this, and it never really goes away. It just sort of helps it improve, but I don't know. I'm just really frustrated, and I've got my treadmill all set up in the back room. It was out there when Ben painted the lounge room. We moved the treadmill to the back room, and then it ended up just being like stuff was dumped on the treadmill because we were painting and moving things around. And then I was like, I can't get on my treadmill, and then I had surgery, I think, between all that happening, and so there was a lot going on, and I don't know, it's really, really hard. I know consistency is key, and like I've been following a 1500 calorie diet, and then Mother's Day came, and you know what, and my period came, and so I had chocolate, I ate chocolate. I just spent a whole week just eating whatever I wanted, didn't count any calories. I was like, I just need a break from this. And then so I haven't weighed myself for like 2 weeks. I don't want to weigh myself. I feel like I've put weight back on. I mean, it's only been 2 weeks. How much could I possibly put back on? But that is how touchy it seems to be, how much it goes up and down, like if I don't follow a really strict diet, the weight just piles on, So it's really hard, and I've been tested for a lot of things. I've been tested for diabetes. I've been tested for late onset PCOS. My hormones were right. I didn't have the internal ultrasound, but I did have the hormone profile, and they said I didn't have it, and they said it'd be rare for me to have late onset PCOS. So I don't know. I do have a doctor's appointment coming up, and I will be asking to see an endocrinologist. I think that's how you say it. Just to get sort of more confirmation and check that my hormones and everything are okay, because I have had so many health issues. I don't know, like I don't have the best metabolism, quite clearly, because I only have to go, like literally, I remember one time I had something really upsetting happened, and I went and got on the chocolate, and I gained 5 kilos in 1 month, like just from eating, extra calories for like 4 weeks. So I do not have a good metabolism. Being overweight comes from my dad's side. My mum's side, everyone's pretty skinny. My dad's side, I got my dad's genes, I guess. And it's really frustrating. And, I don't really care if I'm ever stick thin. I think it would be weird if I went from always being chubby to being really skinny. I don't necessarily want to be skinny, but I want to be healthy, and I want to have more energy, and I want to just have a decent figure, like just things sit where they should, and being able to fit into a piece of clothing nicely rather than feeling like it's tight, So I'm very frustrated at the moment with myself, and I just don't know. I feel like I'm never going to lose this weight. I've just put on so much. I've got to wait to get my liver checked. I do have fatty liver. I know ever since I had my gallbladder out, I've struggled, and like I have to eat a low-fat diet. I don't know whether it's like goes to my liver and I can't get rid of it or what. I don't know. I don't know how fatty liver works. I probably should find out. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to avoid this happening again because I've lost the weight a couple of times, gotten rid of the fatty liver, and it just comes back. And I never had this problem until I had my gallbladder out. So I'm trying. I have been cooking more veggies. I have been eating veggies. I went off eating veggies when I got really sick. I've had so many tummy problems between my gallbladder and everything, and so my diet's been really whacked. Okay, so like explains a lot. And then on top of that, I get sugar cravings and I binge eat chocolate when I'm upset, and I've been through a lot of shit in my life. So, you know, there are reasons why I'm overweight, and I did it to myself partially, and partially I couldn't help. Like, you got food intolerances, and like yesterday I went out for lunch and I had salmon and chips and salad, pub lunch, and it had radishes, I think it was, on the salad, because like I don't eat radishes, but I ate this white and red looking thing, looked like a radish, and it burned like a mofo, and I was like, I really should not have eaten that. And then yeah, like my stomach and my bowels were gurgling like all day, and I just felt like from eating, you know, this radish, because that was the only thing that I ate that I hadn't eaten before. So, you know, if I ate a piece of cake, that wouldn't have happened, but eat a radish, that happened. So that's why I started veering towards snacking on cakes rather than snacking on veggies and things, because of situations like that. But I have to go, okay, I can find something. I can eat a banana instead of the cake. You know, there are things. But there was a time even bananas upset me. Like, my stomach has been so touchy and it's been really, really hard. I am booked in for an endoscope and colonoscopy. I haven't heard anything. I'm waiting for that. I'm shit scared about that. I don't want to do it. I feel like pulling out. I'm like this close to ringing them up and telling them I don't want it done. I've had an endoscope done twice before and they couldn't find anything. Do have H. pylori and I've tried to kill it with antibiotics. I can't get rid of it. You know, I am waiting for this endoscope and hopefully they will culture the tissue and try and get rid of it. But I just think, you know, having touchy guts in the family, being predisposed to putting on weight is in my family, and it's hard. And I do know that I don't move a lot. I don't exercise a lot. I used to go for 2-hour walks every night, and then the more kids you have, the harder it gets. And if you've got children with special needs and people are upset and they can't walk very far because they don't have the muscle tone and things like that, it became such a drama just to get out and go for a walk every night. So I just gave up. I gave up, and so I stopped exercising, and I just got into this massive rut with my gut and with not exercising, and then having fibro. I've got fibromyalgia, so I feel like I live with chronic fatigue every single day. Every day I feel exhausted. Every day, not every day, but a lot of days I feel achy or stiff, So it's really, really hard to have the mental strength and the motivation to really give a shit, to be honest. Honestly, like, I just don't give a shit anymore about a lot of stuff because it just takes too much energy. So, but I feel like if I was to lose weight and if I was to move more, I would feel better, because when I did have those times, I did feel better. But every time I have a flu or a cold or a flu shot or whatever, and it sets me back, it is so hard to climb out of that pit. Like today, I am aching, I am stiff, I'm struggling to put my shoes on. It's hard, and that's because I've been sitting around after having a flare, and now my body's starting to seize up, So it's really, really hard. But I'm trying. I am trying. I feel like crying because I'm just so sick of it. Like, my fibro is worse than it's ever been in the last 2 years. Yeah, it's worse than it's ever been, and it's just hard. And all I can do is just get on my treadmill, use my hula hoop, and just keep pushing and keep trying. And okay, so I had a week off from my diet. Okay, so that's not the end of the world. I have to tell myself that. And if I go back to counting calories today or tomorrow, and I continue to count calories, say I count calories for like another month or another 2 months, and then have a week off or something, overall in 6 months, overall in 12 months, I'm still going to weigh less than what I would if I just ate whatever I wanted every day and didn't incorporate veggies into my diet, didn't choose to have a snack, a small snack, didn't choose not to eat the wrong things, you know. So this is a lifetime journey. This is about me unlearning bad habits that I started doing when I was under stress. But yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard. I guess the honest truth is I'm impatient. I'm feeling impatient because I've been saying I'm going to lose this weight for so long and it just hasn't happened. And then last year, things were finally at a point where I'm like, even though things aren't perfect, things will never be perfect, things are getting a bit easier. And I finally feel like I can do this. I think I can actually finally carve out this time for myself and lose this weight. And then I was sick all year. You know, I'm sick of talking about it. I was sick all fucking year just about. So it's just bam, 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 bam. And I was like, I've never been this sick this long, this much, you know? And I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, I finally make this tough decision and I get COVID and the flu. I have to have surgery and all these things going on. And whatever, I've got to get over it. That was last year. This is a new year. And I am doing better. And my periods have gone back to normal. Hallelujah. After God knows how long of not having normal periods and no one believing me or listening to me that something was wrong. And thank God it wasn't cancer. But, you know, this year I just got to like stay strong mentally. It's really hard when you've had 2 years of bad health on top of everything else I've had to deal with. So, but yeah, I might be brave and get on the scale and weigh myself and see what I weigh and just not be discouraged because I know that it's about showing up every day that I can. If I have a week off, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to feel guilty. I'm not going to beat myself up. But like, okay, also Ben and I are going to get married at some point soon. He hasn't proposed yet, but his divorce is coming through and I know that he will propose in the near future. You know, and so I want to look nice. I want to be able to fit into a nice dress. I actually already have my dress. I found this beautiful dress and I bought it. I loved it. I was on Shein. I know, like, whatever you say about Shein, it was a couple $100. It was beautiful and I'm happy with that. Like, I don't want to spend $1,000 on a dress. You know, you only wear it once. And I've already been married twice already. So, you know, and he's been married once. So we're happy just to have a small wedding. But I want to lose that weight and feel like me again. When I look in the mirror, I don't see me because I see this person who's like 40 kilos overweight and I just don't recognize myself, you know, like I'm like, that's not me. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I'd like to have another baby. I don't know if that's going to happen. It's just, I'm 41. Like I know people have babies like in their 40s these days. My mum had me when she was 42. But I feel like, okay, so like I feel like that choice has been made for me because I've got health issues and because I'm overweight. I could not possibly have a baby right now. Like if I got pregnant right now, I would for sure 100,000% have gestational diabetes because I had it with my daughter and I got pregnant and I was like 92 kilos when I got pregnant with her, which was like kind of dumb because I was so overweight, but at the same time, like, I mean, you can't say, like, of course, like, I'm so grateful to have my daughter. Like, I wouldn't change her for the world. I love her to bits, you know. I'm just saying that, so I mean, I'm saying it was good. The timing was right, you know, but I'm just saying that once I got pregnant, I was kind of like, oh shit, I'm really overweight. Like, am I going to be okay here, you know? Like, am I going to be okay health-wise? And I had gestational diabetes really, really bad, like quite severe gestational diabetes. And I didn't put on much weight, which was okay because I was heavier. They said if you're heavy when you get pregnant, you don't need to put on too much weight. So I think I put on like maybe 8 kilos all up or something. Like it wasn't much, maybe 12. I don't know. Like I only put on 5 kilos for like the first 2 trimesters, you know. And I put on a whole heap like in the last month or the last 6 weeks. But yeah, really, really severe gestational diabetes. Like I'd get up in the morning and my blood sugar would be over, I think, before I ate. I'd have 1 slice of toast and my blood sugar would go through the roof. And then I'd have the lowest dose of insulin, and then I would go into a hyper and I would start shaking and everything. And then I'd have to eat like some Freddo frogs or some jelly beans to bring my blood sugar back up to normal. So that was in the last month, I think it was. It was really, really bad. And just those hypers were just horrible, you know. And you know, I don't want to get diabetes. Ben's got diabetes. He's on Ozempic. He's losing weight. You know, his diabetes is under control. It was getting to the point where he couldn't even go to work. Like, he was just so exhausted from his diabetes. So, you know, I definitely don't want to get diabetes, gestational or otherwise. So I know that if I got pregnant at this weight, I would be like, it would be a disaster. I would probably wouldn't be able to have the baby, you know, like I would just be so sick. So I'm not saying that I definitely have another baby. Like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I just want to explore it. I want to see if it's a viable thing. I want to see what my options are, you know. And I just feel like with 40 kilos of excess weight, that decision has been made for me. It's been taken off the table. And I can't even contemplate even inquiring about that until I'm at a healthy weight. And so I'm trying to lose this weight so that I feel like I've got these choices back, and it's just not coming off. And I'm eating like 1,500 calories a day and finding, at first I wasn't hungry. Now I'm finding that I am hungry. So then I was like, okay, I'm eating things that are too calorie dense and too high in calories, and the portions are too small. That's why I'm struggling here. So, you know, I hate diet food. Don't even get me started on diet food. Like, it is ridiculous. You go and buy a lean cuisine spaghetti bolognese and you get this tiny little meal like this. And like most people, I mean, I don't eat huge meals because I have hiatal hernia, so I snack throughout the day. But even for me, I still feel hungry after that. And like, the thing is, there's no veggies. Like, the spaghetti's high in calories, the meat's high in calories. And if that was veggies, you could eat an extra portion. You could eat whatever you want and you wouldn't feel hungry, you know. So I think diet meals are designed to make people fail. I think they're just set up to make people fail because the portions are just, you know, a bit too small. I have had a couple, I think it was light and easy meals a couple of times, and they were all right. I felt like the portion was good. It was like just the right amount. But the lean cuisine ones, I always reckon you're always hungry afterwards, and it's not good. Then you go and snack on something, you know. You're better off filling up on homemade bolognese that's loaded with mushrooms or something, and celery and carrot, and then, you know, you're not hungry. So anyway, that's where I'm at with my diet, with my weight loss. I'm frustrated. I feel like I'm doing everything wrong. I feel like I'm never going to get anywhere. I feel like my weight is holding me back. I'm just exhausted all the time. I get puffed easily. I'm heavier. I'm the heaviest I've ever been. I hate it. And I just, you know, even if I could just like drop 5 kilos or 10 kilos and get down to 90 kilos and feel like I'm making some progress and feel like I'm actually achieving something that's actually happening, that's actually moving. But just to lose this 6 kilos, just to get down to 100 kilos, it has been so hard. Like, I lost 4 kilos and then I think I put it back on when I lost 4 kilos after I had the flu, I think. No, after I don't know. I can't remember. I was so sick. I lost 4 kilos anyway, then I stuck it all back on. So then I had to lose the same 4 kilos again. And I'm like, this is just ridiculous. Anyway, I can't say much more. All I can do is just move every day and believe that I'm going to get somewhere, that the weight's going to start falling off. at some point, you know, and like I've been on Duromine before. I've lost 10 kilos in Duromine over 3 months because it suppressed my appetite, but it made me emotional. I was crying all the time. Now my doctor won't put me back on it, and I don't really want to get back on it anyway because it said like you could have a heart attack from the side effects. I'm like, fuck that. And then my gynecologist offered me a Ozempic. Well, she didn't offer it to me. She told me that she'd be happy for me to have it. And she's like, go and ask your GP for it. And my GP's like, oh, you're not diabetic, you can't have it. And then I see Ben go through all the cramps and pain and diarrhea and misery of being on that. And I was like, well, I can barely tolerate anything. Like, there's no way I'd be able to tolerate Ozempic, you know? And then they offered me, my GP said I can give you another weight loss drug, like a weight loss injection. It's not Ozempic, it's something different. I don't know what it was. But then she said that it's like $400 a month or something, or $300 a month. And, you know, then like, what about side effects? I'm like, I can think of like better things to spend $300 a month on than a fucking weight loss drug. But like, I also can't keep being obese. Like, I'm morbidly obese, and that's not good for me either. So I'm just like, what? Like, I've got to come up with a solution. I can't just give up. I've got to come up with a solution. I have to fix this. I know it's a slow fix. I know it's not going to happen overnight. And I wouldn't want to like take an injection and then like lose 40 kilos in 3 months. I don't think that's good for you. I did lose 30 kilos in 3 months years ago when I got very sick and I literally couldn't eat hardly anything. That was not fun. And I didn't look healthy and I wasn't healthy and I was very weak, and that was not a fun way to lose weight. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just going to start exercising. It's hard because I'm so exhausted all the time and I don't feel like I have the energy to exercise. And I really got to push myself, you know? So, anyway, all right, I'm going to shut up now. I've rambled on for 22 minutes. I am going to just start counting calories again and start exercising. And yeah, we'll see how I go in a month's time, see if I've lost any more weight. So let me know about your weight loss experiences if you've managed to get this far in the video. Yeah, have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.